sisters, it's all in Jesus. Remember the new thing that God wants to do? Maybe that new thing is God wants to take out that stony heart out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. Maybe what God wants to do is to teach you how to forgive others that have hurt you. Maybe God wants to show you his divine love for you, that agape love that loved you in your most worst condition. Maybe God wants you to understand that such a love that he has for you is truly, truly out of this world. And if you would seek him with your whole heart, because see, he has a special promise for seekers. Yes, he has a heart for seekers. In Deuteronomy 4:29, it says, "But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul." You know, the Bible tells us in 2 Chronicles 7:14, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and forgive their sin and heal their land." Brothers and sisters, God has given us special promises. So in this new year, maybe God wants you to seek him a little bit more. Maybe the new thing that he is going to do, he's already making a way in the wilderness. He's already making a way through the rivers. He's making a way so that you can seek him. Proverbs 8:17 says, "I love them that love me, and those who seek me early shall find me." Brothers and sisters, the path is already made. Access has already been granted. Permission has already been given because the price has already been paid. Yes, Jesus paid a price that he did not owe, and we owe a price that we could not pay. So, brothers and sisters, seek him with your whole heart. Luke 11:9 says, "And I say unto you, ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be open." Brothers, sisters, there is access. All we have to do is look. All we have to do is knock. All we have to do is ask. It's there. It's all in Jesus. Everything that we need is in Jesus Christ. It's already been given. You don't have to fight for it. You just have to accept it by faith. By faith. That's all. By faith. So in this new year, as you go into it, remember, no matter what the mess is, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Roane, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to give it a run here on Ask Your Neighbor if you would like to participate. It is very simple. Anything you'd like to ask, anything you'd like to discuss, from football to snow and ice to whatever is on your chest that you'd like to get off. We open our phones up, give you the opportunity to do just that each and every weekday, Monday through Friday. We'll continue to do it until we determine that you guys don't need it anymore, then we'll discontinue doing it. But at the moment, we continue to do this because I feel like it's a positive thing for the community. And I know, a lot of times folks like it when we get into controversial, political, or, things like that. When necessary, we address that. We've continued to try and get answers for you for the Clinton High School grade-changing scandal, which, I check on a monthly basis with the district attorney. I check every time Sheriff Barker is here. And frankly, I think some of the laws that Sheriff Barker identified as being broken have probably ran the statute of limitations. I'm pretty sure. But that said, when we get to things like that, when things like that happen, we continue to try and hold people accountable. I still tell you right now, there are people inside of the Anderson County school system that participated in that program knowingly and willingly that are still employed. Dr. Parrott knows, and I suggest that if he knows, the school board knows. And I don't know why they haven't disciplined them, fired them, got rid of them. At one point I was told it was because of tenure. I don't know, tenure, maybe do they have to shoot somebody before tenure can get them fired? I don't know. But I will tell you this, a tenured teacher, I've researched, it can be fired. The board has to agree with it. It has to be brought forth by one of the members and or the superintendent, and then it has to be agreed to by the board. And I don't know why anybody on this board, I think it should be brought out by name, who it is. They should be asked to be fired, should be done during one of the board meetings, and then let each member vote yes or no so people can see who wants to protect these people and who don't. And therefore, you guys can continue to re-elect school board members that will work more for your children than they are for their friends and their buddies and some of the people they're protecting right now. But I do stay on that. I've stayed on it as best I can without just completely making everybody mad. I'm sure the sheriff gets tired of hearing about it. I get tired of hearing about it. There's about six people, and one of them I've encouraged strongly to take the documentation that she has to the school board and show them. I think some heads would roll, but she's worried about repercussions. There are people that are inside of the school that they want to retire one day, and they have spoke about harsh repercussions. I read you a letter from an anonymous employee. Anyway, I know you guys, you participate when things like that are going on, and I understand that. But, the good stuff is worth talking about, too. I try to do that. I try to recognize the positive things in our community, whether it's a Spire Park or whether it's something great that our police or firemen do. I don't want to overlook the positive things that we have for the sensationalism of making the phones ring. I promise you, I can make these phone ring. I could make this phone ring for 3 hours and have a program here. There are a number of topics I could just spout out here about Clinton, or about things that are in the news, or about, for lack of a better word, rumors. Oh, guess who's doing this inside of the sheriff's department? Guess what? There's a billion things we could do. But that's really not what my goal is here. Never has been. That's why it's called Ask Your Neighbor. It's a program that, when the idea was hatched, came up with 20 plus years ago. We did it for a benefit of the community. And we've done everything from, rheumatism to apple pie recipes to attorney advice, doctor's advice. I mean, I think I'm the last place on earth you can get continuing free doctor's advice once a month. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You guys show me another radio show that offers that, and I'll recant that statement, but I don't know of one. I don't even know of another radio station that does what we do right here, right now, at least what we do for the time being, because I will tell you, as we continue to go and spend time and money for these programs, and it becomes apparent that they are no longer needed or wanted in the community, then it saves us tons of money to switch to a different type of programming that makes money. We've got all of our ratings that show the number of people that listen to the programs. And at the end of the day, that's what our advertisers pay for. The people that are listening to the programs, not that call in on them. They pay for our listeners, so as that we can make impressions on those listeners to do business with our advertisers. And I encourage you, whether you're a listener or whether you're an advertiser, if you think that what I'm telling you is incorrect, I encourage you to call our advertisers and just ask them the type of success that they see, whether it be Hammers or Ray Varner Ford or Mountain Barn Builders or Middleton Bakery, or Middleborn Bakery, right? I don't want to get their name wrong. I do that all the time. Milborn. Why did I say Middleborn? Milborn Bakery. But if you think that I'm misleading you, I welcome you to call any of our sponsors and ask them about the success that they receive from advertising with us here on the radio. So, with all of that said, I'll open the phone lines up at 865-457-1380. Toll free is 877-711-4005. I will wait 3 minutes. Let me see here. Let me make sure. 1, 2. I will wait 3 minutes on you. And in 3 minutes, when we come back, I will either pick the phone up and talk to you, or I will get you into some great classic hit country music. Let me find out who I've got. I believe I've got Winona and Naomi, the Judds, and Tell Me Why. Great classic hit country music. So whichever is on your mind, whatever is on your mind and heart, 865-457-1380. I'll add this very quickly. One of my very good friends, David Worthington's mother, passed away, and I've got it on our website and on our obituaries. But y'all just keep David in your prayers, keep him and his family in your prayers. But both his father and his mother lived a long life. She was 100. I think Dad was 102. The Lord bless them. But keep them in your prayers. We've got a number of folks listed on our obituaries this week. I think when the weather changes, especially as it's getting ready to right now, we see an increase in people passing away. And here at the first of the year, especially right at the holidays, after the holidays, it's already a gloomy time of year. But that makes it worse. So keep them in your prayers. I'm back in a flash, a 3-minute flash, to talk to you.
Rogers Group. Who are they?
Rogers Group is a family-owned business started in 1908 that operates in 7 states. Locally, they're in Oak Ridge and Campbell County.
Rogers Group. What do they do?
They offer high-quality products and services at competitive prices. They offer commercial and residential services
Services, crushed stone, sand, gravel, asphalt paving, and road and bridge construction.
Rogers Group, where are they?
250 Union Valley Road in Oak Ridge and at 429 Queener Road in Jacksboro.
Rogers Group, a local, family-owned, community-minded business.
When you have a wreck, a good day can become a bad day in a hurry. But when it's time to get that car towed away, there is a number you need to know. 865-457-6927. Lowe's Tows. Did you know they work with all insurance agencies and body shops? And they can assist you throughout the whole process. Call 865-457-6927. If you need a tow, you need Lowe's Tows. 865-457-6927. They're locally owned and operated. They will tow anything, anywhere, from a Volkswagen to a semi-truck, from across the street to across the state. The stress of having a wreck is bad enough, so call Lowe's Tows, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. 614 Clinch Avenue in Clinton. Call 865-457-6927 or find them on Facebook at Lowe's Tows.
As a homeowner, I'm always looking for peace of mind, especially when I have a costly, unplanned expense, like a cooling system repair or replacement. That's when I turn to the eScore Quality Contractor Network. They're the pros who've been specially trained and approved by TVA and your local power company. The quality contractors are licensed and insured, so you can be assured the job will be done right and inspected for free. Contact your local power company or visit energyright.com to learn more.
It's time for new flooring, and just in time, Karen's Carpet Sales is offering the sale of a lifetime on LVP from Mohawk. Waterproof floating floor with an innovative lacquer that repels dirt and grime for simple cleaning. And best of all, it's only $1.99 per square foot and comes with a 25-year residential warranty. If it's time to freshen up the look of your home, nothing brightens it up like new flooring. Whether you decide on carpet or laminate, let Karen's Carpet Sales help you give your home just the look you want. Come in and see what's new and bring your imagination. Laminate vinyl plank is waterproof, scratch resistant, and you can choose from several colors. And when your floors look good, you feel good. Karen's Carpet is your headquarters for flooring, carpet, laminate, and on sale now, LVP from Mohawk. Karen's Carpet has been serving East Tennessee for over 50 years. They're located in Claxton, 1961 Clinton Highway, 865-945-3353. Karen's Carpet, the store that gives you more. 945-3353.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Okay, here we go. Good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor. Thank you for hanging on. Hi there.
Hey, Ron, is there anything to that where I've seen where Biden was supposed to sign the bill that gives people more Social Security?
I have not heard, but I'll look and see.
Okay, I appreciate it. And I'm going to get off of here, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ron.
Goodbye, sir. If anybody knows that, let me know. Good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor this morning.
Well, good morning to you, Mr. Meredith.
How are you there, Mike, brother?
Well, I got up looking for a little precipitation there, but not really seeing nothing outside yet.
Nothing yet. I'd say if it's going to come, I'm pushing probably noonish. I don't know. They're calling for a great majority of it to be south of I-40, which would exclude us. We'll see. You know, you just never, ever know. Dave Aldrich is calling for 2 to 5 inches, and they call him Captain Accurate for a reason, so we'll see how that works.
I never did see it because I was watching the football game, some other stuff last night.
You know what? I can't believe I forgot about the football games last night. I forgot about them. I don't mean I made a conscious decision. I forgot about it. I got sick. I don't know what happened to me, but I went home Tuesday. I didn't feel good, and I went to bed at 7 p.m. Tuesday. I did not get up out of the bed until 5 a.m. Thursday. And that's not an exaggeration. I don't know what was wrong with me. I hurt from my head to my toes, but when I woke up Thursday morning, I was fine. But I have been so off kilter, it's like a day of my life is gone. I slept through it. And so I for whatever reason, I've had in my head weekend football. And I didn't realize I'd missed it until the news come on this morning talking about Notre Dame winning. And I was like, I can't believe it. And it was a great game, evidently.
It was.
So I didn't see it. So, yeah, I can't believe that.
Well, you really don't usually associate college football playoffs with a Thursday either.
No, that's true. But I knew about it. I knew it was coming on a Thursday and Friday. I mean, I knew we had games, so I don't know. I'm just discombobulated from missing a day is what it is.
It sounded like if you was in bed from Tuesday evening till Thursday, it sounded like you might have been just tired.
Well, I honestly don't know what it was. My alarm clock went off Wednesday morning, and I used probably about 4:40, and I hurt my head, hurt my neck, shoulders, my knees, everything. I was just sore, hurting, almost like you worked out or something. I don't know if I had a touch of the flu. So my temperature got up to 103. So I asked Jay if he'd fill in for me, and he said, yeah, he would. And so I went back to sleep, and I didn't get up until Thursday morning.
Well.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I'm better. I'm fit as a fiddle now. I don't know what it was. Thank the good Lord I'm better.
Well, sure enough there, buddy. Well, if you had a temperature of 103, you had something going on then.
Oh, yeah. She took my temperature every couple hours, bless her heart. She was worried. She kept trying to get me to go to the doctor, and I was just like, when I get up, we will. I'll go, but then I wouldn't get up.
Oh, yeah. Well, after I get up, but I just don't want to get up right yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy smoke there. But, the day that Jay filled in for you, I guess that was, on Wednesday?
Yes.
I enjoyed listening to him on Ask Your Neighbor there because David Farmer called in, and I didn't realize that David had such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to country music. But
oh my Lord, he's worked with some of the biggest names and been around. David's been around country music, buddy.
He obviously has there, but him and Jay were talking, and we're telling the story about Hank Williams.
Yes. Which one, about him coming through Knoxville when he passed away?
There was I think he said a 17-year-old kid there who worked for his dad or was home for the semester or something.
Yeah.
They're working for his dad with a taxi company.
Yep.
And he was the one that was driving Hank Sr. And I don't know. Somebody said he looks like he's dead. Oh no, he's had a little too much to drink. He's just back there sleeping. And then
that was, they said, and Scotty Kitts, the mayor of Lafayette, he called me earlier, probably about 20 minutes ago. So he's probably still listening. Scotty Kitts' grandfather, Rose Kitts, maybe his great-grandfather. Rose Kitts was the sheriff up in Campbell County. And Rose Kitts pulled him over. He was speeding. And it's Rose Kitts that said to him, he don't look so well. And the guy said he's sleeping one off. And they said, all right, slow down, and send him on his way. And he said he was probably dead when the officer pulled him over.
And they had, I don't know if they actually stayed there for a while or what, at the Andrew Johnson or hotel over in Knoxville?
Yeah, they stayed. Yeah, he did. He stayed. I can't remember if he stayed a couple of nights. I can't remember how long his stay was, but yeah, that's where he was. He couldn't fly because of the weather, so he had to drive. I reckon he had got to Knoxville and couldn't get any further, so he had to drive. They were going up through, I want to say Virginia, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. So yeah, Knoxville was the last place he was known to be alive.
Yeah.
You know, they used to have a Hank Williams tribute weekend celebration over there, and it just never took off, so they quit doing it.
But I just thought it was a very interesting story there, and I didn't realize there, but according to David and even the Vegas high rollers there, they were talking about Hank Jr., that he was just a real jackass. I mean, arrogant. Jay said he went to watch him, I guess maybe when he's out in Vegas, that he was cussing out the fans and everything else during this concert.
Well, now, I don't know how long ago that was, but Hank was, I can tell you this, he was a handful in the 80s. You know, I was just in radio, and I remember I went to his show, and he was belligerent like that all during the concert. He took his shirt off, standing up on the piano and swearing and
spitting.
Yeah, just everything you could imagine. And now David West worked with him. David West worked with him a number of times. David never had that kind of interaction with him. So David worked with him and Merle Kilgore. Merle Kilgore did a whole lot of work for Hank, was kind of managed him and stuff, handled a lot of his merchandising. But yeah, a lot of people. I've heard he's mellowed in his age. I don't know, but I will tell you this. At one point, I wanted to do a concert with Hank Jr., right? And so we're calling around these different artists that we wanted to bring in, you know, do a concert with Merle. And I got a hold of Merle, his manager, before he passed away. And I said, can you give me an idea of what Hank would charge us to come up here and do a show? And I can't remember even where I was going to do it. And he told me, he said, I doubt he'll do any. I said, okay, well, can you give me a number? He said, we'll start with $150,000 and he'll go up from there. And I was like, what? He said, he won't answer the phone for less than $150,000. He don't need to. This is when he was doing Monday Night Football. He said he's got more money he can spend right now. The football people keep him fat and happy. I said, well, can you just give me somewhere to start? And he said, like I said, start with 150 and we'll go up from there. And I said, well, just tell me where you're going to go up to. He goes, I don't know. I'd have to ask him. I said, well, ask him and get back to me. And he said, sure. And I never heard a word back.
Don't sound like it was open for discussion.
No, it sounded like to me he didn't want to play anything anywhere.
Well, you may be a little more versed, but I'd never heard the stories that they were talking about with Hank Jr. Of course, evidently, his dad there, and I think, I don't know if he was having an affair with his cousin, and she had a baby by him. And something happened. She didn't want the baby. She wanted it to go to Hank or whatever, and Hank Jr. knew about this there, but he would never even... He never just actually admitted to knowing anything about it there, because after his dad died, he got all of his money.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't want to have to share any of it.
Yep.
And I guess that after she found out through somebody there or whatever there, she ended up winning the lawsuit there, and she got, you know...
Her name is Jet Williams. And I've met her a couple of times. I met her at the CMA Awards one time. I was out in the lobby. It was the first time I ever went to the CMA Awards. I was out in the lobby, and she came out and was talking to somebody, and for whatever reason, I recognized her. And I met her. She seemed like a nice enough person, but she filed that she was his daughter, and they fought it and fought it and fought it. And they took whatever they call it, a paternity test or whatever, and they proved that she was Hank's daughter. And so Hank Jr. had to split. I don't know if he split the entire estate. I don't know how they ended up finally settling it, but they finally got it settled.
So, well, I'm sure she instantly became wealthy then.
Well, I
don't know what he was worth at the time of his passing, but...
He said it took her 6 years and thousands upon thousands of dollars in legal fees. She was finally treated as a natural child and the rightful heir of Hank Williams as her father's daughter. I don't know how much she got, but she got a lot. A lot.
Well, I'm not really... and I meant to do it there, but I was doing other things there about Googling the bio of Hank Jr. there, but I was always under the impression there, or maybe I heard it, that he had a bad Jeep or something crash there, and he has a steel plate in his forehead. Now, have you ever heard that?
Hank Jr.?
Yes.
He's got a steel plate in his forehead, but it's where he fell off that mountain.
Oh, it wasn't a wreck. He fell off a mountain.
Yeah, have you ever heard that, what's the song, 1973. What is the song? A Family Tradition. And he talks about...
I've heard that forever.
Well, yeah, he talks about something and Jim Beam tried to kill him. I can't even remember the words. He fell off a mountain. He fell off a mountain. He fell over 500 feet. I'll tell you, and again, David Farmer's the one that can tell you all about this in detail.
I'm sure he could.
And I didn't know this. Did you know Hank Williams Jr. can play any instrument? Had no idea. But after he went through this devastating injury, brain injury, he couldn't do anything. And so he retaught himself from the ground up how to play every single instrument again. So, but yeah, he's got more than a plate in his forehead. He's wired from, end to end, many broken bones and steel rods and everything else. It should have killed him. His face is slightly disfigured, which is why he wears sunglasses all the time.
Oh, okay. Hey, the snow is starting now, too, Ron.
Oh, shut up!
I'm just looking out at it. I said, oh, wow, it's starting to come down.
Stop it! La, 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 la.
Real interesting to hear him and Jay talking about him.
Yep. David Farmer is not just a wealth of knowledge on Hank. He knows a lot about Hank Sr. and Hank Jr., but there are a number of other artists that he he worked with them.
Oh, okay, then.
Lefty Frizzell.
Yeah, he was with them for a pretty good while, wasn't
he? He was with Lefty for, I don't know the amount of years, but he was. He can tell you some stories.
Well, I was listening to David West there yesterday, and you was talking about how Hank could play all them instruments. He went somewhere for New Year's Eve to have some hog jowl and some squirrel and dumplings, but the guy's house he went to, he was talking about him, that he could play every instrument.
That's Rick Campbell.
Rick Campbell.
Yeah, Rick Campbell. He's been on the air here. He played, when I ran Ciderville, he played fiddle for us for, I don't know, at least 6 years, and he plays fiddle right now with David out at Wild Wings and stuff. Rick is he's accomplished at everything he's ever done. He was the youngest county commissioner ever seated in the state of Tennessee. So he was a politician when, I don't know how old he was, 16 or 17. He became a huge business person, and I want to say in pharmaceuticals, but I know it was in some type of chemical company. I mean, I'll tell you this much. He made enough money that he bought Davy Allison's airplane when Davy died. So you know how much those airplanes cost that the NASCAR guys fly around in.
Oh, yeah.
He's an accomplished pilot and instructor. That's who taught me how to fly an airplane, Rick Campbell. And he can play anything. I remember one day he came into Ciderville, and he says, man, I love listening to steel guitar. I'm going to teach myself to play one. And I said to myself, I didn't realize how talented he was. I knew he was a fantastic fiddle player, and I'd seen him play guitar and sing, which that's not uncommon. Somebody that can play the fiddle can play the guitar. But it didn't take him, I don't know how many months. He was playing steel guitar on stage at Ciderville. And steel guitar, I can't even explain to you how hard it is. I mean, you got to do your feet and your hands, and you got to chord and pick, and one foot's doing one thing and one foot's doing the other thing. One hand, you got to have 4-way reflexes. So.
Wow, so there's actually pedals that go along with the guitar?
Oh, yeah, with the steel guitar, yes, sir. And he can play banjo. I've not seen anything that he can't play. In fact, you know what? Google Rick Campbell when you get a chance. Up in Tazewell, Speedwell, Sneedville area. I guess probably easiest, Sneedville. And he's online doing all kinds of stuff, and he's got his stuff online, and all the music that he's done, he's recorded all the instruments. So if you get a hankering you want to, just Google Rick Campbell.
Rick Campbell.
Rick Campbell.
Oh, okay, man.
I'm gonna get him back down here. He's fun. He's really funny, but he's got a real deadpan sense of humor, and he can be a little fractious at times, but I love him. He's great.
Good time, Charlie, huh?
He's fun. He's a good guy. He really is. He's a really good guy. He's a very talented man. I've known him for, I don't know, 20 years, I guess. Longer than that, I reckon. I don't know, since I did the barn from 92 to 98. So since 92 anyway.
So you saying that he bought Davy Allison's airplane?
When Davy died...
he died in a helicopter crash.
Yes, when Davy passed away in that helicopter...
Yeah, he wasn't really versed all that well on flying this helicopter there, and he was in Talladega, Alabama.
Yes.
With one of the Alabama gang members there, Red Farmer there, and he got into I don't know if it was a power line or a pole or something there, but he got killed and died there in Talladega there. But I'm sure he probably had an airplane as well.
Well, I say it's Davy's plane. I'm not sure if it's Davy's plane or Bobby's plane, Bobby Allison's. One of their planes. But after that, they decided to sell this plane, and Rick bought it. And he would fly. What he would do, see, the only reason I know all this is he was teaching me how to fly. And what we'd do, he didn't charge me a dime. We'd go down to Island Home, and we used his plane a couple of times, but his plane was big. So I'd rent a Cessna 172, and we'd fly, and he wouldn't charge me a dime. All I had to pay for was renting the plane. Well, we would do that maybe 2 days a week, every week. Well, then it got to where this company that he's working for had him working up in Pittsburgh. So what he'd do is he'd fly up on Monday morning early. And this is why he bought a bigger, faster plane. He'd fly up there Monday morning, and he'd stay up there. He had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and he'd fly back either Thursday night or Friday morning. Well, then me and him go flying Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday. And so when he started doing that, he just got tired of flying all the time. And so he turned me over to another instructor, which, I don't know, I just didn't get along with like I got along with Rick. So I quit taking. I told Rick, I said, when you get ready to go back into it, you let me know. And he just never got back into teaching, and I just didn't finish up getting my license. But we talked a whole lot, and that's how I learned about how he got Davy's plane and all that other stuff.
That's where, over there at Island Home, that's where my brother-in-law keeps his Cessna over there. Him and another guy that's got a Bonanza, they usually either fly together or separately, but they go to these different airports in different parts of the state there and eat breakfast on Saturday morning.
Well, I've often wished I would have went ahead and finished it and got it. And I've even said before, in fact, it was just last year I looked into a program. I talked to Trey, and I said, if I signed us up for this program, would you go with me? It was a 14 to 21-day extensive program where they guaranteed you'd walk out of there with your pilot license in no more than 21 days. And you got all your flying, you get all your 40 hours to solo, you get all your, 40 hours you needed, and you get all your guaranteed flying time that you had to have, guarantee you pass the written test. And he couldn't have that many days where without school or without band or without work or without, all the stuff. Or I might have just took him and me and him went and did that, but I ended up not doing it. But I've thought about going through a program like that. I probably can't now. I had some money back then. I don't have any money now. So it's not cheap.
You got a wife and kids now.
A number of them. So, but yeah, I've thought numerous times about doing that. I enjoy flying a lot.
Well, like I say, my brother-in-law does too. There, he just has a passion for it there, and he's tried to get me to go with him there. And I said, look, I'm getting a little too old for that stuff. I think I'm a lot safer just being here on the ground.
Well, it depends. Yeah, I mean, it is safe on the ground, or safer, I reckon. But you're more likely to die in a car wreck than a plane crash. But I guess that depends on who's driving both.
Yeah, no kidding there. I know that you had a guy on there. I don't know if it's him and his son. I believe that's what I heard there. From Mountain Barn Builders there, Les Thatcher.
Yes, Les Thatcher.
I would have liked to have talked to him because this one guy that I used to work with years ago there, we used to go watch wrestling a lot over here in Knoxville just to have a good time. We'd take our boys when they were young over to go watch it there. And, of course, we enjoyed it too there. But one of the guys he was sort of in business with there, promotions or whatever. Of course, I know you're a little versed in wrestling yourself there, but the Tennessee Stud, you remember Ron Fuller?
Ron Fuller, the Tennessee Stud. His brother was Robert Fuller.
And his daddy was Buddy Fuller.
Oh, I didn't know his daddy's name. You got me there.
Yes, because he used to wrestle with them sometimes too there. Because a little funny story getting away from what I was about to tell you, though, was we were up on Norris Lake there, me and my brother and my ex-wife there, and I was letting her drive my boat. And anyway, we were going across the lake. We were out in the middle of the lake there, and I said, "Oh, look, slow down there, or beer to your right. There's a ski rope that's laying out here in the water." And it actually caught on the prop. We got stopped there, and I thought, oh, my Lord, there are all people to run over their ski rope there. It was Robert and Ron and their dad out in the boat. I said, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know. He gave us some kind of dirty looks. It didn't hurt the rope or anything there, but I've since found out that that's illegal to have your ski rope laying out across the lake like that.
Yeah, it ain't supposed to be out there.
Anyway, Lord of mercy of all people, we're liable to get that body slammed out here in the middle of the lake.
Well, a number of those wrestlers used to either have houseboats or they'd be out at Norris Dam Marina. I didn't know that. My friend had a houseboat out there when we were kids. I can't believe this. I wouldn't let my kids do it, but I remember his mom would take us out there on Friday night and let us spend the night out there on the houseboat by ourselves. I don't know. I couldn't drive, so I was under 16. I don't know how old I was. But I remember Ronnie Garvin. You remember Ronnie Garvin, the wrestler?
Yeah. Hands of stone or fist of whatever.
Hey, I remember I was walking in the marina one day, and he was walking out, and I was like, Ronnie Garvin! And he was like, what of it? He was trying to be out.
I actually had, you remember the swimming area over there on the other side?
Yeah, the rope off kind of had like a beach.
Yes. Well, we were out there swimming one day there, and I saw him, and I can't remember the guy's name, but his alias was the Mongolian Stomper.
Yes.
They were actually, them two and another guy, they were actually out there scuba diving.
Wow. The Mongolian Stomper retired, finished his career before he passed away with the Knox County Police Department.
Yeah. Okay, I did see something about that, but anyway, this buddy of mine there, he Googles all this old wrestling stuff there anyway, but that he was saying that, oh God, what was that guy's name? Ron Wright.
Oh, Ron and Don.
Ron and Don, but Ron actually owned an airplane.
Oh, wow.
And he got Ron Fuller to fly somewhere with him, and I guess he was having to fly visual or whatever, and they run into some fog or something or other there, and I guess Ron Fuller was just beside himself. He's scared to death. Are you going to be able to land this thing? We'll figure it out when we get up there. You know, Ron right there, he was a happy-go-lucky anyway. But they end up in, I think Ron Fuller ended up telling him, said, Lord, if I ever get back on the ground, I'll never get back in an airplane ever again.
I get it.
They made it safely to wherever they was going, or they had to turn around or something. I don't remember how the story went there, but it was funny. But I'm sure Les Thatcher could have probably had told us all about them.
Well, you know, Les said if anybody wants to come up and visit, he operates out of the Rocky Top. He's in the Rocky Top office every day, 313 Main Street, Rocky Top. Go up there and say hey to him. He said on the radio, tell people to come by. He loves talking about it. Of course he does. He's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He made a life out of it. He loves talking about it. We're gonna have him back again. That's because I think it's very historic for our area, and people enjoy it. But, yeah, if you want to talk to him, go up there, take a day and go up there and have some coffee and talk to him.
Okay, then.
You might call up there and make sure he's there, but that's what he said on the radio.
I enjoyed listening to him, and another guy I'd like for you to have up there, he seems like he's a little passive a little bit about being on the air there, but guys, I've known him for years there, from football to representing me in a case in court one time, is Jerry Shattuck.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Jerry's amazing, and he said he will come up.
He's sure retained a lot of knowledge over the years there about the history of Anderson County, I tell you that.
Jasper just told me to let you know he just called up the Mountain Barn Builders just a few minutes ago to talk to him about something else, and Les is up there. So, yeah, he's there if you ever take a hankering to go. Oh, Jerry is amazingly talented and knowledgeable about this area. He told me when we finished, he said, now, I could go on and tell you a lot more, but it might create controversy. And I said, do you think I'm worried about that? He goes, I might be a little worried about it. I said, okay.
God.
I'm going to have him back, though.
I thought that about when David West has been on there talking before there, and they said, well, some of these stories there, it's really not suitable for radio.
Yeah.
You can't tell some of these stories there.
They've had a few of those.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the best ones, though.
Yeah, it really is there. I know that, I think it was him. No, it wasn't him. Who was who was his lawyer buddy that passed away there, and his brother goes...
Zane Daniels.
Yes, there. Now, I remember seeing Creed up there.
Creed's been up here a couple times.
There, and I know he's got a plethora of stories as well.
Oh, yeah. And now he's one that when we finish on the air, he will tell those off-air stories for an hour at a time after we finish. He stayed up here last time he was here, I don't know how long, telling us stories and telling jokes that, yeah, I'll never be able to repeat on the radio. But it was funny.
Oh, yeah. He was telling the story when he was on there that one time about I guess he was a judge or a lawyer or something in a court case there. And anyway, this girl there had been verbally assaulted there by somebody there. And anyway, and they were like, well, what did this guy say to you? And she wouldn't say it there, but she wrote it down on a piece of paper, and they sent it around to the jurors to read. And this one guy was right next to this lady juror there, and he kind of fell asleep, and she had the note there saying what the guy said to her there, would you like to, whatever there, and this lady juror handed it to the guy next to him, and he looked over at her and shook his hand, because he didn't even know what it was about. He fell asleep.
He said, sure, during the break.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah. in a more crude way, she asked if he'd like to sleep with her. That's what he had asked. That's what he told her.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot more stories other than that there. Sure enough there. But yeah, I enjoyed listening to David there when I wish there and Howard there. Of course, he's pretty knowledgeable too, but I wish he could talk a little louder.
Well, I told him yesterday, turn the mic toward him, so I always have to. I'll get him to pull the mic closer to him from now on. He's laid back. He just sits back in the chair. I'll just have to push the mic up to him.
Yeah. Or put one on his chest or something where you hear him a little better there. He's just soft-spoken, I guess is the polite way to put it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to call in and holler. I hadn't even hollered at you. I hadn't been on the air there since before that Tennessee-Ohio State football game. It's taken me this long to get over that beat.
I'm with you. That was... What happened to Tennessee basketball at Florida the other night?
They just couldn't make a shot. They could not hit nothing. They just kept throwing up balls, and it just for whatever reason it wouldn't go in.
And then the girls lost. They lost again last night, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean they was playing a top 10 school again there, and they ended up getting beat by 2. So that was at number 6 ranked LSU. So they gave them all they wanted.
Well, I just
like they did Oklahoma there. They had a chance to win that game there, and they missed a 3-pointer at the buzzer. But they're playing good basketball, and hopefully the guys there will bounce back there tomorrow. I think they've got like a 6:30 game against the Texas Longhorns, and they actually, because of the weather and stuff there, they flew out, I think yesterday, to go ahead and go to Austin, Texas.
Okay.
They left early, but they'll be on TV tomorrow night there. So how did things go at the Meredith household there after about the first 8 minutes of the Tennessee-Ohio State?
Well, I will tell you, it was probably a good thing that James David was at his mother's. But there was some good, clean American fun being had. Tracy was sending pictures of her Ohio State shirt, and James David was professing his disgust in no uncertain terms.
Gosh, yeah, that game got away in a hurry there.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't think that Ohio State was that good there based on the game they played against Michigan, but man, they just pulled out all the stops against Tennessee there. We were just overmatched.
Yeah, we were. I mean, they just beat us, and there's no two ways about it.
And no question about it there. Of course, I think they had about $20 million worth of that NIL money to spend on all the players there. You know, they just got that, like Georgia and Alabama. They got 5-star players there that don't even see the field.
Yeah, I believe that we could have played better than we did. I mean, we didn't play our best ball, that's for sure. But they were playing, I mean, they're hitting on all cylinders. Michigan made them mad, and they have hit on all cylinders ever since. We'll see what happens.
I'm telling you there, I think that they're probably going to have their way with Texas tonight.
Well, I don't know about that, but the way that they were playing, we'll see. Texas, I don't know. Texas can be a really good team. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out.
Well,
Oregon beat them, then they came back and dog-whipped Oregon.
Do what now?
I said, I take the Oregon game. You know, Oregon got by them in the regular season. And they came back and had their way with Oregon.
Like they did us.
Yes. So we'll see how that plays out.
We'll see how it plays out tonight there. I heard one of the guys yesterday talking on one of the sports channels there about Texas's football coach.
I said Texas. I meant Ohio State.
There.
Yeah,
but
you knew what I meant.
Texas's coach there, that Sarkisian there, that, you know, my favorite NFL team, it has been since way back in the 60s, I guess, has been the Dallas Cowboys there. But, of course, I don't know, he hadn't heard it from anybody, but it was just his thoughts there that he thought maybe the Cowboys were going to try to hire Sarkisian away from the Texas Longhorns after these playoffs are over with.
We'll see.
So, but, you know, we'll see there. And to change this up just a little bit there, I don't know if he listens anymore or not. I don't ever hear him there. I wanted to wish our old buddy there, John Miller, a happy birthday today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if Johnny listens or not, but he used to. And if not, somebody's listening that'll tell him happy birthday.
Yeah, tell John we all wish him a happy birthday. He's climbing the ladder a little bit, not to my extent, but he's starting to age a little bit too.
We all are.
Sure enough there, but anyway, I wanted to call in and holler there for a little bit, Ron. There, you enjoy the rest of your day there and stay safe there. And one other thing I was going to mention too there, my Lord, I never thought much about it there, but had to go. I wanted to run by Ingles and pick up a few little groceries there, and I thought, holy smoke. I never seen so many people in that Ingles before.
Tracy wanted a sled, right? So she called around the other day, and Ace Hardware, she called and they said, yeah, we've got some. She said, well, I'll come get them in the morning. So she got ready to go get them and called, and they said, I'm sorry, they have, we've sold them out. So she called Ace Hardware down in Oliver Springs, and they said, yeah, we've got some. She said, can I pay you right now on the phone if you'll hold them? They said, yeah. So she paid them, and she went after work last night and got them. She got off work at about 6 and went down there. She called me, and she said, there's not a parking place down here. She said, there's people buying shovels and salt. She said, I'm serious. I got to wait on the parking place to get into the Ace Hardware.
I mean, the grocery stores is like that, too, everywhere. I know one of my neighbors that lives out here, I was talking to them last night there, and he was like, he tried to stop at a Kroger's in Maryville, and he said, you wouldn't believe it. He said, if I'd went in that store, I'd had to park at least a block away from the store just to got in it. So, I don't know, you mentioned snow around here, buddy, and the people think they're going to be snowed in for months or something.
I understand how hard it could be. Last year it snowed, and I couldn't get my truck into four-wheel drive, and I got stuck on Spring Street, just driving here. I got stuck, and it took me, thank the good Lord nobody was coming, because I was sitting sideways on Spring Street, and it took me forever to get my truck to go into four-wheel. Now, when it went into four-wheel drive, I was fine and dandy. I drove right up the hill. But I understand what it's like for those folks that don't have four-wheel drive. It's even when it's just a little bit of snow, it's treacherous. But,
well, on your truck, do you have to lock the hubs in?
No, but my electrical on my truck just decides when it's going to work and when it's not. The dash lights will come on 75% of the time. So there's some kind of an electrical issue. And so I can just flip it into four-wheel high or four-wheel low. And sometimes it'll flip, sometimes it won't. Sometimes I have to stop, put it in neutral. Sometimes I have to stop, put it in neutral, then back up. Sometimes I don't have to do nothing. It lets me know each time. I just keep trying till it goes. Well, it's a 1999, but it's only got 113,000 miles on it, and I've had it since 2000. So, I mean, it's like brand new. The truck's like brand new inside and out.
Oh, okay, then.
Yes, one time Barry said, when you going to get a new truck? I said, I don't want no new truck. I like my truck. He knows me and I know him. It's good.
Yeah, those new trucks there, they come with a pretty good little price tag on them, too.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to pay. I hate car payments. I just leave it at that. And I don't have enough money to buy one outright, so I'll stick with what I got.
There you go. There you go. There. So we're easing ever so much closer there to their Donald Trump taking office, aren't we?
Well, we got a week from Monday. Yep, week from Monday. I'm ready. I'm ready, Teddy. He's done more work since he's been elected than we've had done the last 4 years.
Oh, I can believe that.
You see him day before yesterday or whatever day it was where he was on there giving a new press conference, and they asked him again about the hostages. And he said, I'm going to tell you one more time, if they're not released by the time I take office, all hell will break loose in the Middle East. And they said, describe what you mean by that. He said, I don't have to describe what I mean by that. They know exactly what I mean by that. And if he said it once, he said it 3 times. So we'll see what happens. He said he hopes they do it before he takes office, but if not, they're going to regret it.
Well, I'd heard something there across one of the stations there yesterday that poor old Joe Biden made the comment there. He said, if I'd have been the one running against Donald Trump, I would have beat him.
He did. He said that.
Did you hear that day then?
He said that on an interview, yeah. He said, I'd have beat Trump, yeah. And then fell asleep during President Carter's funeral yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's his heart. I guess he's just old there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm ready for some changes there when Trump gets in there. And I know a lot of the parties that are up there in the capital, the nation's capital there, I'm sure some of them are dreading him going in.
Well, it's like I said when I opened this program, controversial stuff, arguing, it sells, it draws attention, it gets people riled up. But good stuff, is what I'm ready for. Good stuff is what I'm ready for. I'm ready for good reports on economics. I'm ready for folks to cross our border correctly. I'm ready for, us to be able to handle. Look at poor old California.
Oh, wow.
President Trump set forth a bill when he was in office that would have allowed more of the water from the Colorado into California that Governor Newsom declined, vetoed, threw out. And they made this conscious effort not to have enough water because they're protecting the snail darter or whatever it was. And now they don't have any water in their hydrants. And
out the fires with it.
And they're letting, they said the average cost of a home there in Palisades Park is about $5 to $15 million. And the problems people are going to have to go through to rebuild, one guy said they're going to get bit by the snake that they've created when they start having to go through all these DEI and green new energy deals to try and get their permits to rebuild their house. He don't think they'll be able to rebuild them. So I'm looking for a time where we've got some sensible. I think that we're poised, not just in the United States, but in each of the states, for people to start picking people based on if they can or can't do the job, not whether or not they're affiliated with the party. And I think if we do that, you won't have the kind of stuff like we had in New York. Thank goodness their mayor's finally turning around. I mean, you won't have people letting go illegal aliens just because they're illegal aliens. They'll be held accountable based on what they do. So I hope we start electing people based on the job, and we start putting people in positions of power based on their ability, not based on their political affiliation, not based on their skin, not based on, anything outside of their ability. It don't matter if they're a man or a woman, don't matter if they're black or white, red or blue, I don't care. It's their ability, and if we did that, the whole country, we've got smart people in this country. I don't know why we don't elect more of them and put more of them in positions of authority. That's what Trump is doing. He's putting smart people, or people he believes to be smart, in positions of authority, and if he's successful, which I believe he'll get every single one of his nominees approved. I'm predicting that right here, right now. And when he does, you'll see drastic change for what I believe will be the better in this country, and I hope it trickles down to the states.
Well, I sort of predict that he'll probably try to finish building the wall, and then the United States will probably go back to work on that pipeline as well.
Yeah, he will. He'll get all that stuff reinvigorated quickly.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll find out here before long there. But anyway, it's getting a little dust and the snow on the roads out here, Ron. You better tell Jasper to look out there and see what it's doing there.
If it's snowing, Jasper's long gone. He's not here, I guarantee.
Okay. Well, did they cancel school today?
They did.
Okay, then. I never did hear last night, so I was watching the ball game, so I'm sure the grandkids are all tickled to death about that.
We had it on our Facebook and on our website and on all of our stuff. They canceled it before, I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So we had that, and then didn't know about, they canceled garbage pickup last night, so that's not going to happen today. So, in fact, I just got Anderson County government offices are closing in 10 minutes. They're closing at 11:30. So if you got government business, you're out of luck, because they're closing and going home in 30 minutes.
Well, we're
in 10 minutes, excuse me, at 11:30.
Any of the government offices there, were they closed yesterday because of the marrying of Jimmy Carter?
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
Did the mail run? Because I don't even think I checked my box yet.
Jasper said no. He told me yesterday the mail didn't run, so.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
But I don't know. That's Jasper. I'll take him at his word.
There you go, then. Well, all right, Ron, you enjoy the rest of your day, buddy. Be safe out here if you're on the road.
See you, pal.
All right, see you, buddy.
Bye-bye. I had 2 people on hold, but me and Mike are long-winded. If you all want to call back, I'll put you on right here, right now, right after this, okay?
Something amazing is happening in meteorology. Climate researchers are weathering a data storm. That's because CDW transformed their devices and infrastructure to pre-configured Lenovo ThinkPads and powerful edge-to-cloud solutions, delivering faster insights to run more accurate forecast models. So it's almost like they're controlling the weather themselves. Lenovo and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo client.
Water. It's essential to life. If you want to make sure your family has the best water, get in touch with King Pure Water. They're #1 in water filtration and service, and there's good reason. Their whole mission is to make sure your family has the best water possible. They'll custom build a water filtration system specific to your water, and their systems are built to last with all American-made products, and they can provide these services to residential and commercial water customers. Are you on city water? King Pure Water removes chlorine and calcium from your water. Do you have a well? Their well water systems treat iron, calcium, sulfur, and bacteria. When you schedule with King Pure Water, you won't face any high-pressure sales tactics or scare tactics. Their staff is not on commission. They'll work with you to provide what you need, not upsell you on stuff you don't need. Call King Pure Water today at 865-366-3434. Online at kingpurewater.com. 865-366-3434. King Pure Water, the better, wetter water.
Thank you for listening to AM 13.
I wasn't going to let that play right yet, but we're going to play it. I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in, dialing in, listening in. I hope you have a fantastic day. I don't know if Melissa will be here or not to take care of Trading Time tonight with the Hill. If it's going to be slick at all, I don't want to put them in harm's way. So if you tune in and there is no Trading Time, prime time tonight, that is why. Hopefully, Jay will be able to get up here in the morning. If not, you'll hear still some great classic hit country music. We'll get all that rolling. In the meantime, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your day. Have a fantastic, finally Friday.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12, or listen live online at WYSH.